Hi, I'm Greg from RVHaulers. I've got a cool job. I get to build these custom Volvo conversions designed to pull really big fifth wheel trailers. What's even, not only do I get to build them, but a lot of my customers have me personally deliver them right to their door, teach them how to pull the trailer, load a smart car on the back there. But the other cool thing that I get is I'm honored that my customers would trust me to remarket their RVHaulers. This one was built originally for Orrin and Sylvia. They've traveled for years in this RVHauler named Wilson. And what I want to do today is I'm going to take you on a tour outside and inside this RVHauler for sale. This RVHauler is a model 730. Yeah, it's the one that a lot of people look for to begin with. It's got that shorter in height sleeper. So you can see that's a little bit shorter than the 670 or 780 models. But it's still really well equipped with options. This particular Volvo, I'm going to go slowly around the body and show you the great condition of this truck. But this particular Volvo has the D13 engine in it, programmed for 435 horsepower. Of course, that can be increased. We'll talk about some of the details later about the engine. The headlights are all brand new, and they've also been upgraded to the deep space lighting xenon upgrade, so they're super bright. We also put on those hood mirrors for safety, so those give you a nice wide field of view as you're driving. Let's look at the paint. Sorry, I'm in my shadow. For tires, we've got Michelin's. You'll see that they're approximately 80% tread remaining, so really they're in great shape, ready to go many more miles. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that I like to show imperfections rather than perfection. So I tend to zoom in on the things that might be small detractions, but you can see I've got, comparing to my fingernail, we've got some small chips right there. And in the door, I've got one chip there and one there. On the leading edge of the fairing, that's what you see. So a few are higher up here. I've probably got a dozen in total on this leading edge. Coming down here and looking at the front of the step, you'll see it's actually super. I got one or two chips on there. Going along the body, nothing to report along here. So this bed is designed to carry a smart car up there. We've got two ramps inside there that pull out. And I want to show you. So I do have some small dings. I like to show this stuff before I fix it. What I intend to do is I'm going to get some touch-up paint, give that a little bit of sanding, and fix that up. And I've got a little bit of ding right there too that I got to fix. Rear tires are Michelin, so really high quality, not recaps, they're originals. They're the XDN2 pattern. So this is quite a closed pattern, as you can see, and it's got a little bit of siping, so when we get into the rain, these little edges grab and give us great traction, but it's a very closed pattern, so it's quiet and really good fuel economy. Sorry, I've got a little bit, my water, when I pressure wash out here, it's got minerals in it, so this is not mud or anything, it's just the white minerals that get left behind when it dries. The hitch, our favorite, this is the ET Senior hitch. It's designed for 30,000 pounds of trailer weight and 7,000 pounds of pin weight. So really big fifth wheels. That's the air ride hitch that's in there. Got a camera. We've got a full-size drawn box, so that's the full 7 feet high by 6 feet wide. We're ready to pull any trailer you might have, whether it's got electric brakes. We've got all of our connections there, but we have air connections as well if you have a blue dot. There's my ladder that comes out. There's the opening to put the winch arm in, and the winch is down there for winching the smart car on. And on this side of the truck, as expected, you know, there's not a lot to show because the oncoming traffic really doesn't see or fling up any sand or gravel. I do have, I think it was probably a bush, something low. You see, this is through the clear coat, so you can scratch it, but it must have been a low bush that went by and created a scratch. We can try to buff that out a little bit, but I want to show it to you before I do anything with it. Really not a mark to show on this side. I have one chip, it was up high. There it is. So that's really at the end of my reach. That's probably 7 feet up there. Nothing else to show. I'll give you a good look around the front of the truck too. So I told you about the new lenses and lights. What Orrin told me about, and I want to show this before I fix it, is he caught a rock in a parking lot. Campground. So we're going to see if we can push this back in. I'm going to fiberglass the back and repaint this lower bumper section. But I wanted to be, really honest with you that there's things that I always fix on these trucks. And I know it's kind of odd to show you before I fix it, but it's something that, I don't want to hide. I want to show what has been repaired. I'll let you see the grill. Look, just take a look. It's great. Really tiny marks in there, but nothing to be overly concerned about. Remember, the purpose of this video is to show people what the truck looks like up close. If you were here in person, this is what you would see. And I want people to have, before they come and visit or put an offer in on a truck, I want them to really see the condition. So here's the center chrome. No chips or peels. Again, that's my water droplets on there. Got a bug screen. We've got really good glass. I'm going to show you that there is one small chip. If this was my truck, I wouldn't bother fixing it. It's right in the middle of the windshield. I'll show you from the inside. And before we go inside, one of my favorite things to look at on any Volvo is the condition of the doors. This is where the rust would start if we had rust, and we don't. Not a mark. While we're here, I'll show you the Orrin and Sylvia are non-smokers. This truck was a non-smoking truck to begin with. We'll go in from the other side. And under the hood, there's that gorgeous Volvo D13 engine. We have gone through it. We've got excellent condition belts. Steering is super tight. I'll talk about that drive later. We have new, when I built the truck, we have new shocks all the way around. We did all the mechanical repairs. We don't have oil leaks. I'll go down nice and low to show you. Maybe I can't see from your angle, but nice and dry. Let's go around the other side. And here on the passenger side, again, we've done things like look at idlers and tensioners, made sure that we have wear exactly in the middle of these belts. coolant reservoir. We've pressure tested coolant systems to make sure we don't have leaks on any of it. Air-to-air is producing all the boost that we want from the turbo. You can see all my new lovely red filters down in there. And under here, there we go. That's what things look like under there. And a good view of those front steer tires. Lots of life left in them. And speaking of steer tires, I want to show you our manufacture date on the steer tire. So it's the 10th week of the year 2014 is when these were built. So these are just over 3 years old. And on the rears, these were built in the 30th week of the year 2013. So again, lots of life left in those tires. Certainly lots of tread. You're going to age out those tires before we wear out those tires. Back on the driver's side. Looks super. And while we're on the outside of the truck, I'll take you into this jockey box to show you some of the things we did here too. There's our jackalope. This is the device that converts the commercial wiring to the RV standard. These are the wheel baskets for the smart car, the bolts to tie down these last two remaining chocks. And what you're seeing in the back there, that is an aftermarket Xantrex charger and inverter. So when you plug in shore power, so when you go into this nice new shiny chrome plug that we've got here, when you plug that in with household power, that charger inverter makes sure your batteries are perfectly charged on the truck. It maintains them, but it also, if you don't have shore power, you hit a button inside and it creates household power to all the outlets. I'll show you how that works when we go inside. Here we are inside of Wilson. These seats are, like new condition. They're really nice. No wear on the armrests, no marks. I'll show you the other one quickly and then we'll go to the dash. These seats are also the ones that rotate towards the back. So this one will spin around beyond 90 degrees. That's what that little gray handle means, is when you see that handle on these National seats, it's a rotating seat. I'll show you the dash condition. So we do have the monitor that's been built in for the hitch camera. We have also an expansion to that system, so I can have up to 7 cameras connected to this one. Steering wheel's super. I'll show you overhead. So because this is a 730, it doesn't have, it's got a shelf in this location. It doesn't have cabinets or anything that closes. So it's a shelf for storing things. We've got Cobra CB radio as well as some switched power outlets and a cell phone charger. So if you're going to run a dash camera or anything like tire pressure monitoring, things like that, that's where I tend to plug it in. Now here is the chip. Let's see if I can show this to you. I'll try to give you a little bit of motion so you can see the chip. It's been filled, so the air and everything has been removed. It's not migrating. I would leave that one chip. I wouldn't bother replacing the windshield for that one. But all of our plastics here in the back are great. We've got an LG microwave. That's the clothes cabinet. And I mentioned that, This truck, when it came from the factory, did not have the workstation configuration, so this was just a bed. So we put in the table from Volvo. The cushions were all brand new. The upper bunk is foldable. It's folded up right now. And back here is where we have the inverter controller. So there it is right now. It's just showing you the voltage supply. It's got the smarts built into it that if we ever start to use too much power, it will protect the truck batteries and turn itself off. There's two drawers, and we've got, I put the glass and the microwave parts, I keep them in the drawer because when you drive, those things will rattle. Got all of our manuals, and the fridge is ultra clean. And just to show you, I've got that inverter on right now, and so we're not plugged into household power or shore power, but I can put in numbers. I could start. I don't want to run it without anything in there, but that's how that inverter works. And I'll come back to the inverter, swing around, and if you press and hold this green button for a sec and let go, it turns it off. So now the power is off to the microwave. A couple things I'll show you here at the driver position. Let's take a look at the miles on the odometer. I won't start the truck right now, but you can see 620, we'll call it 621,000 miles. Over here to the left of the steering wheel is where our direct link brake controller sits. And nothing else to really report. This is an original Volvo stereo, and in passing I'll mention that it also has Bluetooth and a speaker capability. So it's got a microphone for your cell phone, but honestly, this one is so far away from the seated passenger, they don't work that well. Ultimately it picks up too much of the ambient noise around the truck, and people can't hear you very well. So when you do see this stereo and you see that it's got Bluetooth capability, I would recommend you get a good headset instead of using this to run your cell phone, that is. But the stereo is a really, really good one itself. It's Sirius satellite ready, and it also has the auxiliary input on it so that you can plug in, your iPad or your iPhone or your MP3 player as well. So I flew and picked up this RVHauler and drove it back here to our shop where we've completely gone through it, and we're really recertifying this truck as ready to hit the road. The other thing that I want to mention is something that I think is a real game changer that I've been able to introduce in the last year is this truck can have either a 2-year powertrain warranty or a 4-year at the date of purchase. So if you're interested in Wilson, this 2011, I'll be able to put on it a warranty that covers the engine, the transmission, the rear end, and it covers the turbo and the emissions or the exhaust system. And it allows you to travel up to 25,000 miles per year. We can change that if necessary, if you want to travel more. But I find generally that's kind of plenty for the kinds of traveling my customers do. And as I said, we can buy either 2 years or 4 years right up front. It's covered by a third-party warranty company, very well-known national company. They do warranty from Canada. Actually, they go down even into Mexico. So no matter where you travel, you're covered. You don't have to take it to a Volvo dealership. Any place that's qualified can be certified to perform the repairs as you travel. And because I've spent so much time behind the wheel of this truck, I was going up and down through the Rocky Mountains. This truck drives beautifully. I can let my hands off the steering wheel on a good straight section of the road, and he will run straight down the road for 45 seconds, even up to a minute at times. Really tracks well, drives really nice. I got amazing fuel economy, bobtailed. I got 13.8 miles per gallon over 13 hours. And that's going up and down through the mountains for probably 90% of that trip. So he did super with that great rear end ratio, the 267 rear end ratio, and the fuel efficient tires. I was running at some pretty good speeds. I was running upwards of 65 to 75 miles an hour depending upon the section of road. So he did awesome. If you're interested in Wilson, this RV hauler, I'd be delighted to answer any questions you might have. In regards to price, please look here in YouTube in the description field, and I will have a link to my website specifically to Wilson. I'll have all kinds of pictures there, and we'll have current pricing available as well. I'm Greg from RV Haulers. I would love to bring Wilson to you. No matter where you live in North America, I'd like to bring it to you. Hook up your trailer, load your toys on the back, teach you how to drive a little bit, and make sure you're comfortable before you hit the road in your travels. Thanks for watching. I'm going to have another couple links here on the screen to some other videos. I'd encourage you to click on those if you're curious about what we do. And I sure appreciate your time today. Thanks for your patience, and thanks for watching. Keep driving safe.